dear students, to another part of our class, Standard 7, Subject Science. Today we are going to discuss how nutrients are replenished in the soil. You may have seen farmers spreading manure or fertilizer in the field. Gardeners spread these fertilizer and manure to the lawns or in the pots. Why farmers added these materials to the soil? We know that soil provides nutrients to the plants. When crops are cultivated continuously in the soil, the nutrient content in the soil become less. That means the fertility of the soil become poor. So the fertilizer or manure that contain nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium are added to the soil from time to time to replenish the nutrients in the soil. You learned that plant absorb nutrients from the soil, so the amount of the nutrients in the soil become reduced. Fertilizer and manure that contain nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium are needed to the soil. Plant need a lot of nitrogen to produce proteins. Plant cannot absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere like a carbon dioxide. Plants can absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, but they cannot absorb nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. A bacteria called rhizobium they can convert gaseous nitrogen into the soluble form. Farmers grow in their field leguminous plants such as gram, pea, beans and mung. These plants are called legumes. Their root contain nodules. In the root nodules, these bacteria live and they convert the atmospheric nitrogen in the soluble form, and from the soil the plant can absorb the nitrogen. But bacteria cannot prepare their food. So the plant provide shelter and food to the bacteria. In return, bacteria provide nitrogen to the plant. Here is a relationship between the bacteria and the plant. Such type of relation is called a symbiotic relation, and this relation has a great importance to the farmers because the plants grow in the plants such as legumes plants grow in the field. The farmers do not need to add fertilizer contain nitrogen. So farmers add fertilizer or manure to the soil time to time to enrich the soil nutrient. And this is the last topic of this chapter. In this chapter, we have learned what are nutrients, nutrition, and the different type of nutrition in plants. There are two types of nutrition, that is autotrophs and heterotrophs. Plants are the only organism that can prepare their own food. So plants are called autotrophs, and some plants, they do not have chlorophyll or they cannot synthesize food. They use the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, like parasitic nutrition, example cuscuta, and saprotrophic nutrition, example mushroom, and symbiotic nutrition, example lichen, and insectivorous nutrition, example pitcher plant. And what are the raw materials needed for the plants to do photosynthesis are carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, sunlight, and water. Without chlorophyll and sunlight, photosynthesis cannot do, and we get oxygen as a byproduct of photosynthesis, which is very essential for all the living organisms. So, this is the end of our session today. We shall continue with our subject on the next part of our class. Thank you.